Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Commander Monika, retired from Indian Navy after putting 14 years of service. Before I start my talk, I would like to give my thanks to three set of people here. Number one is the Indology Foundation, SNDT Women's University Mumbai, and Singer Technical Education Society Pune, who are making this talk happen. And last but not the least, the people, those who are working behind the curtains and not seen here in front of the screen. Aman, the name is Sudhanshu and Mrs. Vaishali, those who are working day and night, to make this thing possible. And lastly, Mr. COVID-19, because of that, we are all sitting like this and seeing all these faces, those who are sitting so far, but still, you managed to see each other. So, when the thing came to me and talk about the women in armed forces, so lot many things came in my mind कि कहाँ से शुरू करना है, क्या करना है, and all that. So I made my talk, covered my talk in a presentation, which I'm going to share with all of you here.
Monika ma'am, before you share, I'll introduce you in brief.
Okay, ma'am, please.
Yes. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. I am Ranalini, and happy Navratri to all. You must have seen just now a very dynamic personality. Commander Monika Sharma ji is it with us. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Commander Monika Sharma ji is born in a middle class family, and her father was a warrior in Indian Air Force, and her mother was a housemaker. In school also, she was a very active and dynamic student, I guess. She has graduations. She has done her MCom, MA in economics, MBA from various universities. She is an active sports woman during school time. Played games like basketball and always participated in running competitions. She was an active NCC cadet as well in her college days, and she was the best cadet. She got the best cadet award as well. She was posted in uh, many places in India and commanded NCC unit as a commanding officer in the last 2 years of her service at Himachal during her tenure. Two girls, NCC cadets, joined Indian Navy as an officer. I request ma'am to share her experience and how women in Navy Force and other things. Thank you so much. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Okay, before I start, I would really all of you to have a look on the emblems which are given in the front of the screen. First is a navy emblem which says Shano Varna, and next one is of army and then of air force. These are the things जो हम अपने 14 साल 14 years of service, I've seen them, getting motivation out of them. Now my talk will be precisely on the how this journey started, and then after 14 years I'm back to the civil world and how things are, how I'm feeling now. And I really want each one of you, those who are listening, to get at least a few points from it, and so they can motivate the other girls around you to choose armed forces as a career. Okay, I will be covering my presentation under these points. I hope the screen is visible. Okay, now the agenda will many the question comes in many people's mind ki एक girl hai, she's how come she's into this madness of joining Forge. So I will be covering how this seed was saw in me to join armed forces. Then what was the family reactions and how the preparation and the selection was done. How was the training part, which a lot of many people thinks, training kaise hoega, and how the girl will be able to cope up with this professional life, family life, and the balancing act. And again, now as I said, I'm back to the civil world and how what I'm doing now. So okay, That's a seed of madness. That time when I was a kid, or maybe I will just call myself as a teenager, that time when the social media and digital media was not so active like as on today. But there used to be a serial which, used to come as Arohan on DD National. That was the first serial which I saw and really got motivated with the uniform, the kind of acting, and I felt, yes, this is also one of the option which I can choose as my career. Then next, of course, my father was in Air Force, so that Fauji life I've seen through. But to be very honest, he was not very keen me going in armed forces because he has seen that part which is tougher, and as a protective father, he was feeling it's okay if she's be in a easy mode. Then the like ma'am mentioned, I was in a NCC during my college and school days, and that surely made a difference in my thought process, what a woman can actually do. Then my very next door neighbor, they were a colonel, and and his daughter joined first batch of Indian Army. Then again, it was a motivation for me, and charm of uniform. When I saw her first time in uniform, then I think that was maybe up in class 8th or ninth, and I decided now that's the thing. And there's so many things when happening in your mind, then it itself, that's a force which you feel ki now that's this is the time and it is done and I'm going to do this now. So this was the seed of madness in me, how it was sown. Now I will move ahead. How it happens, like how family and your society react. Generally, when we see, women, we have a very idealistic picture of being a teacher, doctor, engineer, or maybe a lawyer sometime. Or, it's easy going, let my daughter grow up nicely, and, let her be married in a very nice and rich family where my daughter will be all sukhi types. And but see, where I was thinking myself, which is shown in the left of the screen, it's like I was seeing myself, holding a gun and, going inside and killing all the people around, those who are enemy to our country. So this was my thought process that time. With God grace, it happened. It's like I could materialize it, but this process was little difficult, and I'll come through it. Now, the seed was there, everything was there. Now, how the preparation and the selection was done. This I am telling you, which happens like जरूरी नहीं है कि एक ही बार में you're going and you're hitting at the bullseye. No. If something in your mind and you're very clear this is what you want in your life, then you should, with a full throttle, you should go ahead, and you should not leave any stone unturned achieving that goal. So this happened with me. I'm a live example. Sitting in front of you, gave SSB, Service Selection Board, 7 times, and every time I got selected, and it was like my merit used to be, somewhere in a the like vacancies were 5 and my name was in 7th, vacancies were 5 and my name was in 10th. So and I was like all in tears, but again get back to the job and pushing hard myself. But this I would like to mention here very, very particularly. Although in my dreams only two things used to come: service selection board, and service selection board. How to achieve that goal. But still, in back of my mind, I was always prepared myself for the second option. And I was doing, I was teaching in a school before joining Forge. So this is my advice, and those whosoever is, looking at the presentation and the listening, always keep your second option open in life, so that you're like, okay, ye hai ho gaya, but I will not be disappointed and go this. Now, when you've done all your preparation, you've done and you achieved what you wanted to achieve, now the typical part of armed forces, which says the training, and that much so much it into you, like once you leave even the forge, that never goes away back, because that runs in your blood. अब यहाँ पे specially I would like to mention there a lot of we talk about indifferences or up down in a various areas of job and career, but here when it comes to becoming an officer in armed forces, there is no mercy, there is no gender bias. You have to get yourself trained equally, and there's no special treatment which is given to as a girl or a lady to you. that is a time when it's a real strength of yours. You come to know, okay, I can do this much also. I mean, this also I can do, which was never in your dreams also you thought about. Ki, suddenly you'll go out of the aircraft and you're doing a skydiving, and going underwaters and you're doing a scuba diving. People, the forge, they train you like that to face any challenge in coming in front of you, and it is not physical, it is mental too. So in your life, even you're leaving services in a 14 years, 20 years, 25 years, your mind is trained like that. I mean, anything comes up in front of you, any situation, you'll be able to face it. That's very important point. Being a lady, I would like to mention, we do have, and I accept, we do have a biological issues. I will not even call it as the issue. It is, we are blessed biologically. We are the ones, who can give a birth to a child. But when it comes here in this, if that's the issue, no particular attention will be given to you, and it is like, maybe you're giving a leave, or maybe giving a particular leave for that time, but ultimately you have to prove yourself and you have to get back to the job again. So this was the training which in armed forces, which makes you strong for a lifetime. Now, I would like to come here. What all options? Generally, lot many questions comes in our mind when you are not into that particular job. Ki, आखिर, what women actually do in armed forces? Because when you see the picture of armed forces, it's always somebody is holding a gun and killing enemies around. No, even the equal opportunities wherever it possible is given to the women in the armed forces. Like in army, signals engineers, military intelligence, army air defense, we call it AAD, army ordnance corps, army survey corps, and army aviation. These are the branches which are open for the women, and this is nowhere they go in a close combat with the men anyways. Now in navy, like I served in a logistic branch, so the law, logistics, ATC, observers, naval architecture, and the education branch. As a short service commission officer, for here the audience, I would like to mention, we do have a two type of commission: the permanent commission and the short service commission. I served as a short service commission officer for 14 years in navy in a logistic branch, and these kind of branches which allow women to join, these are the the opportunity given to us only for the 14 years. Presently those who are must be reading newspapers and watching television, they must be seeing there are court cases going on for where the woman is asking for a permanent commission, and the government and the court are working towards it. Air Force is again air traffic controller, technical, metrology, atom, the few ground duties where women are open to join. Now, still, I would like to mention here that still out of sight, a few things is like we are still, dreaming to serve in a combat role like infantry, where I just mentioned that the close combat with the enemy is possible. Their artillery, mechanized infantry, these are the places the women are still, we are thinking about it. Ships and submarine. Here, I would like to mention, people get confused when you join armed forces, Indian navy. As a woman, you have to sail or you have to go on ships for a long sailing. As of now, no, but yes, our government and the navy both are working towards it, and the ships are under construction. We can, those who can facilitate women on board. As of now, our ships are not prepared, so still that's a dream, for a ship going on a ships and submarine. Indian Air Force, of course, is moving ahead from us, and already 10 women fighter pilots and the 18 women navigators joined Indian Air Force. So, not so far, but yes, we are still waiting for the time to come when the women will also move ahead in the combat role. Now, here is a very important important thing which I'm going to come now is a professional life. Many questions comes in the mind. Being a woman in armed forces, how we manage our professional life. So here I come. When I joined as a as an officer in a first unit of mine after training, that's a beautiful observation and a beautiful, amazing experiences to me. Few men under me used to call me sir, and few used to call me madam. So they were confused, and it happens. And it happens. Like you are wearing a uniform, commanding a men under you, and they are, and seeing them confused how to address, because now it's almost maybe a decade, more than a decade, when they're seeing a woman in uniform. Then that was a dilemma, and I cleared everyone. I'm proud to be a woman. I'm proud what I'm doing, and let's keep it very clear. I'm a female, so to be called as madam. No doubts about it. So, but yes, you have to prove your metal everywhere, and you have to keep proving it, because what happens is, it is a universal truth. Men are physically stronger than a woman. When it comes to a place where you have to prove your metal, you have to actually put in a lot of efforts. But once it's done, they respect you for your work. It is like real time situation which I saw. Like, training is different, but you're facing situations in a real time. Like, I've done a lot of night duties when I was carrying, but a lot of support from the unit as well. But what happens is, like, these are the situations which you never imagined in your life. But with the support system and with their trained mind of yours, which you got from your training, makes everything simple. You get the same kind of fires and the praises which your man counterparts get. There in Forge, I accept it's a zero error syndrome, which we says like, ये काम है तो ये होना है. For what? You have to prove a lot of efforts, facing odds not faced earlier in life, which I just mentioned. A lot of things came suddenly in front of unit. You're dealing with men. Suddenly, you have to report in a night duty, and suddenly you see some senior officer coming, and you have to make another report. So this all make you more stronger. Here is a point that leading a men in a men-dominated arena is little difficult, but you take a proud in doing that, because you've been trained and you have confidence in you that yes, we'll be able to do this. Leading by example, but not taking any leeway, being a lady, and doing it more deliberately so that nobody should raise a finger on you. But I think that is required, because our society will be changing over a period of time, not in a one day. So I think, being a lady, you and me only have to put in little more efforts to prove yes, we can also do it. Now, family life. Here is a beautiful scene, which happens with, suddenly when you're a Fauji, it's not that your feminism gets over and it's hidden somewhere. But yes, somehow you're a mix of both, where you have to present yourself very strong. Internally in a body, you have to keep yourself strong, so that you can face all the odds. Here the question sometimes comes whether to get married or not, to remain single. Aram se rahiye, apna kaam kariye, fauj dekhiye, that's it. No. Then this is a very big question. Many of my course mates, they decided not to get married and have a single type life. But I'm example in front of you, married and a married, daughter. I've got a daughter of 8 years old now. Then the next question comes is whether to go ahead with a Fauji partner or non-Fauji partner. This is a dilemma which comes because you feel the person who's working in a civil will not be able to understand the nitty-gritty of the services inside. Sometime you are suddenly moving, getting up at 4 o'clock and going for a rounds and checking the things around and whether it's good or not. Maybe you're doing a night duty somewhere, and you have to go in a particular scene where, as a requirement of the services. So here the dilemma comes, how to move ahead up in this. Once you get married, the in-laws, one more pyari si family comes in your life, and after all you become a bahu, and they also have some ideal picture, perfect picture of a bahu, and they feel okay, somebody on a karwa chauth wearing a white uniform, wearing a white shoes and going out, and suddenly that look on their faces like, what is this? So such kind of situations also comes in a Fauji's life, and but it is, it's a balance. It's a balance when the person in front of you is able to understand, and sometimes you also ready to adjust, things get sorted out. Here the war of the posting begins, and it's not an easy war, because if your husband is also a Fauji, you are a Fauji, and the war begins how to get the posting together and to stay together. And when it is so much given in your training that always the forge comes first, the country comes first, then everything can wait. If you achieve that, then the next step comes in the family extension, and again that gives an impact on your profession, because many a time you're doing such a project where it's so much required, the project required you so much, and suddenly you feel no, you're fulfilling one more responsibility which is given you as by the god as a mother. So then here the balancing act starts, where we need we as a woman need to be very, very strong. Our priorities and balancing act needs to be very, very clear. Because what happens is when the new baby arrives, a junior Fauji arrives in the family, the initial part of the grooming and the education also takes a toll if we as a woman, as a mother, not available. Here, the personal and the professional commitment, which pinch you many a times, you feel little low, and then suddenly you realize, no, I got trained for something, I can do balance, and we do. And with God grace, if you have your partner and your surroundings and your support system in your favor, surely it's a cakewalk. And of course, the last point, which I always cherish, suddenly from the officer's mess, where your uniform, four of your uniforms are just hanging in a cupboard and you're enjoying your life. Your cupboard is filled with the sometime with the saris, the trousers, the uniforms, and in one corner the baby suits also. So this is a family life. How the women live in a armed forces. Now my next point is how to do this balancing act. We maybe I'm sounding very positive, it was a cakewalk and it happened like that. No, there are few mantras which I have actually gathered in my last 14 years experience, and I really love to share with everyone. As a woman, then especially you're working in a men dominated world, take it as a challenge. We have to prove, and don't always try then, because they, especially in a services, the norms are very much clear and written. There's no left and right. As a woman, how you need to conduct, as an officer, how you need to conduct, it's given. So if it is given, so it should be followed in total. What I feel is this: the key of balancing, always look for a larger pictures. This is very important, and trust me, it worked me for all these years. When it happens like somebody is nagging you, maybe I'll not take a name, any relationship here, but somebody is nagging you, but always look for a larger picture. Is this particular nagging thing going to make any difference in my life anywhere? If not at all, then Om Shanti. Take a deep breath. Never ever stop growing. The world is changing. Mr. COVID, proved is in total that world is changing, and we should not be thinking कि जो भी है यही रहने वाला है and this will not change. Nothing is stable. So please never ever stop growing. Be updated what is happening around. Never ever kill your hobbies. This is very important. As a person, when you join somewhere, maybe in any of the career, it happens like something as a routine comes in your life, and then you forget what you actually are. I mean, this is the only thing which you wanted to do, and there's something else also, you are looking forward to uplift yourself, and always stay connected who will fuel you positively. Every time it happens, let me in order to help someone, when you tend to get into the more negativity, what happens is you can't be pouring from an empty kettle. You need to fill your kettle first, so you need to be positive first, and then you can pour in the another cup. So this is my mantra, and if nothing works, ekla chalo re. I mean, if nothing works, be positive, be happy, and you should be very clear what you want in life and move ahead. Now, my point here is back to civil world. Now, after putting 14 years of service, I'm back to the civil world, and I'm very happy because I know one thing, and people know me personally as a person will always realize this: once a Fauji, will always a Fauji. That things runs in your blood, the way you conduct yourself, the way you motivate people, or you talk, or you tackle the problems. So once a Fauji is always a Fauji. And now presently I am attached to Ramakrishna Mission, where I am teaching poor kids and motivating them for further in life. So I am very clear that I need to contribute to the society now, and I am doing my bit. So finally, the circle ending here. Now the seed of madness, I am sowing the seed of madness, the one which there was in my mind, and I've reached to this level. So I end my talk here. Thank you so much for listening me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commander Monika Sharma ji. That was wonderful to listen to. And thank you very much for giving us a very clear and very crystal clear, rather, a picture about how it is challenging to be in the male dominant area. And I finally like your mantras as well. Never stop growing and cherish your hobbies. Wonderful. Otherwise, just ekla chalo re. That's beautiful. Thank you so much. It was wonderful listening to you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Um, Ladies and gentlemen, we have our next speaker with us, Dr. Gauri Tamhankar, ma'am. Again, this is a women empowerment, if you ask me. The commander spoke just now from a very different field, and now we have a doctor, right? So it's a in real sense, it's a women empowerment. I'm very happy to be part of this Navratri as well. We have Gauri Tamhankar ma'am with us. She's an MD medicine. She's a fellow in diabetes from Royal College of Physicians England and CMC Vellore. She's a certified diabetic food specialist, insulin pump therapist, and also a certified diabetic educator trainer. She's been a active participant in Swachhata Abhiyan. She has won the state award by Government of Maharashtra. Swachhata, my responsibility. She has conducted Atma Bhan series uh, for youngsters in schools. My yeah, youngsters in schools to deal with the changes during puberty. She has been associated with ESA's Special Children Care Center and has conducted various free online webinars during the period of this COVID-19 to educate people about diabetes. And I personally feel that such a wonderful person, multi-talented person, because she is a violinist as well. Good evening, ma'am, and welcome to this
Thank you.
occasion. And over to you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. नमस्कार सभी दर्शकों को मेरी सभी सहेलियों को नवरात्रि की ढेर सारी शुभकामनाएं. I would like to thank founder and members of Endology Foundation for giving me this wonderful opportunity, this wonderful platform to share my thoughts. और तो फिर चलिए, ये त्योहार का माहौल है तो कुछ मीठी मीठी बातें हो जाए डायबिटीज के मैनेजमेंट के बारे में. तो देखिए, जैसे हमारी रोज की जिंदगी में हमें ट्रैफिक से गुजरना पड़ता है, तो नेचुरली ट्रैफिक के रूल बचपन से ही हमको पता होते हैं. ठीक इसी तरह हम सबको डायबिटीज के बारे में जनरल आइडिया होनी ही चाहिए, क्योंकि हमारे घर में या रिलेटिव में या फ्रेंड में किसी ना किसी को डायबिटीज तो होता ही है. और आई वुड लाइक टू शेयर माय स्क्रीन. तो सबसे पहले इन शॉर्ट व्हाट इज डायबिटीज. हम मैनेजमेंट के बारे में बाद में जानेंगे, पहले डायबिटीज के बारे में जान लेते हैं. तो डायबिटीज इज अ कंडीशन इज रिजल्ट इन हाई शुगर लेवल इन अवर बॉडी. इसको हाइपरग्लाइसेमिया भी बोलते हैं. एंड देयर आर डिफरेंट रीजन फॉर अकरेंस ऑफ डायबिटीज सच एज बैड लाइफस्टाइल, दैट इज sedentary lifestyle, bad quality of sleep, bad eating habits, absence of exercise, obesity, addiction, family history, ethnicity. One second.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Visible? Okay. Yeah.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Yes.
Yeah. 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 So there could be different reasons, and also these few reasons we can divide it into modifiable and non-modifiable, like sedentary lifestyle or bad quality of sleep or bad eating habits or absence of exercise. These all are modifiable factors. But still there are few factors like ethnicity, age, gender. These all are non-modifiable factors. There are few symptoms of diabetes which are specifically seen in diabetic patients, like frequent urination, thirst, hunger, slow healing wounds, blurring of vision, tingling sensation in fingers and feet, weight loss, tiredness. But still, in 80% of patients, there would be no symptom at all. So I would suggest to each and every patient, definitely they should check their blood sugar at age of 40. And now this age is decreasing. Like when we are studying, our age of telling the patient to test the blood sugar is around 60. Then it came down to 50 and now it's 40. So because diabetes is getting younger and younger day by day. So if you have still if you have no family history, if you have no history of obesity, or if you have no other complications, still at age of 40, you should check your blood sugar. So what statistics in India say? In India, more than 62 million people, which is more than 7% adult population are currently dealing with the diabetes. So, in a very simple way, 1 in 4 persons will having diabetes. So, India will be the diabetic capital of the world in next few years. Do we really want to become a capital of diabetes? तो फिर इसका सामना करने के लिए और इसे रोकने के लिए हम सबको जरूरत है डायबिटीज को समझने की। तो चलिए आज की चर्चा में हम डायबिटीज को सिंपल तरीके से जानने की कोशिश करेंगे। तो ये समझने के लिए एक हम सिंपल एग्जांपल लेंगे, इट इज वेरी कॉमन, एक इंडियन फैमिली का जिसमें दादा दादी है, उनका एज है अराउंड 70 ईयर, बोथ आर रिटायर्ड एंड बोथ आर हैविंग डायबिटीज एंड दे आर वेल कंट्रोल्ड डायबिटीज पेशेंट। उनका बेटा है अराउंड 50, ऑफिसर है, और उनकी डॉटर इन लॉ है, वो होम मेकर है, एज अराउंड 40 to 50, एंड उनकी ग्रैंड डॉटर है, वो कॉलेज में जा रही है। सिंपल हमारी इंडियन फैमिली है, एंड नाउ द डॉटर इन लॉ she recently got diagnosed with diabetes. So let's see what would be the thoughts that pop up in her mind. And this is very common thing which happens in Indian family. So thoughts in mind are varied, like denial, bargain, depression, overconfidence, grief, sad, confused. Like first thing came into the mind कि लैब का रिपोर्ट तो गलत नहीं है, किसी और लैब से चेक करके देखते हैं, या फिर अगर मैंने ये शुगर बढ़ी है क्योंकि परसों मैंने वो जो गुलाब जामुन खाया था उसकी वजह से तो नहीं बढ़ी है। उसके बाद डिप्रेसिव थॉट्स आना चालू होते हैं, जैसे अभी क्या करना, अभी मैं जिंदगी में अगर कुछ कॉम्प्लिकेशन हो गया तो कैसे होगा, फिर मैंने पहले ही ब्लड शुगर चेक क्यों नहीं की, मैंने पहले एक्सरसाइज क्यों नहीं किया, फिर सैड भी होते हैं।
Uh, Be with us. Our speaker is facing a little technical problem.
हेलो.
Yes, ma'am. Please continue, ma'am. Please continue.
ओके. या. तो प्लेट प्लानर में
Just go back to the previous.
या सर. Okay.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I will explain again. The diet which is very close to our heart. Like Indians are very foodie and very very rich carbohydrate content. Like कहीं भी जाओ, इधर भी जाओ, कौन से टाइम पे भी खाना खाओ, कार्बोहाइड्रेट कंटेंट बहुत ज्यादा रहता है. इसलिए पोर्शन साइज इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. वो प्लेट प्लानर में आएगा, वहां पे हमने प्लेट डिवाइड करके लिए, उसमें आधा पोर्शन भरा है ग्रीन लीफी वेजिटेबल्स है, फ्रूट्स है, और उसमें 1/4 इज कार्बोहाइड्रेट एंड 1/4 इज प्रोटीन. तो कार्बोहाइड्रेट और प्रोटीन में ये कार्ब काउंट हमने कम किया है, कार्ब कंटेंट कम किया है, प्रोटीन बढ़ाया है. जितना कार्बोहाइड्रेट कंटेंट ज्यादा रहेगा, इसलिए we have to cut down the carbohydrate. It is the green leafy vegetable. The portion size is very important. So plate planner, this is the ideal plate. प्रोटीन अगर उसमें कार्ब के साथ हमने लिए तो उससे बढ़ने वाली शुगर कम होती है. तो प्रोटीन में अगर वेजिटेरियन है तो मिल्क आएगा, फिर सोयाबीन आएगा, देन चीज आएगी, चीज का वो सब आएगा. नॉन वेजिटेरियन है तो एग है, मीट है, चिकन है, वो सब आएगा उसके साथ में. लेकिन प्रोटीन अगर इसके साथ मिलाया तो उसका ग्लाइसेमिक इंडेक्स. ग्लाइसेमिक इंडेक्स, तो ग्लाइसेमिक इंडेक्स मतलब हमने जब भी खाना खाया उसके साथ में ब्लड में शुगर कैसे कितनी मात्रा में बढ़ती है, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज ग्लाइसेमिक इंडेक्स. तो हमने अगर राइस खाया तो उसमें की तरह बढ़ती है. तो उससे कम करने के लिए वी हैव टू ऐड राइस विद दाल और विद सब्जी, और वी हैव टू ऐड रोटी. अगर हम लेना बहुत जरूरी है. तो इससे हम ग्लाइसेमिक इंडेक्स मतलब लेवल शुगर कम कर सकते हैं. एंड दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. मतलब जब भी किसी पहला विचार उसके मन में बोलेंगे कि उसका कैलोरी का है. आपको एक चक्कर लगाने पड़ेंगे तभी उससे बढ़ी हुई कैलोरी कम हो सकती है. और ऐसा नहीं होता है. अगर हमने एक साथ में और कुछ स्वीट खाया तो उसके साथ में मिलता है. इसीलिए स्वीट बंद है. आपको कुछ प्रोटीन का ग्लाइसेमिक इंडेक्स हम कम करें. हमें लाइफ पोजिशन में फर्स्ट इज डाइट, सेकेंड इज तो एक्सरसाइज. यहाँ पे मैंने ब्रैकेट में है रेगुलर एक्सरसाइज. तो रेगुलर हुआ उसी शाम को जाके फिटनेस बैंड सब की हो जाता है. या फिर चाय पे चर्चा होती है. तो एक चीज हमेशा याद रखना कि आराम आराम से चलने से या उसी टाइप के एक्सरसाइज से शुगर पे असर कम नहीं होती है. तो एक सिंपल एक्सरसाइज बोलती हूँ. हर खाने के बाद लाइक आफ्टर ब्रेकफास्ट, आफ्टर लंच, आफ्टर डिनर आप अगर 15 मिनट का वॉक लेते हैं तो आपकी शुगर कंट्रोल होने कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं हुआ, आराम से वो कंट्रोल हो सकती है। अगर आप लेते समय भूल है तो आपका वॉकिंग सुनते हैं या भूल है तो आपका स्पीड बहुत कम है, इससे शुगर पे असर बिल्कुल भी नहीं होगा। दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। The fit is the fit is a fit for frequency. That means how much time you do in a week. Like 150 minutes per week is the ideal exercise time. इंटेंसिटी आप कौन से तरीके का करते हैं, कितना ज्यादा, कोई वेट लिफ्टिंग करता है, कोई मैराथन रन करता है, कोई हिल पे चढ़ता है, तो आपकी एक्सरसाइज की इंटेंसिटी कितनी। थर्ड इज टाइप, उसमें सेफ लिखा है, लाइक देयर आर 4 टाइप्स ऑफ एक्सरसाइजेस, लाइक स्ट्रेंथनिंग, एरोबिक, फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी एंड इंड्योरेंस। स्ट्रेंथनिंग में आता है लाइक वेट जो तरह के जो भी एक्सरसाइज स्ट्रेंथ बोलते हैं। एरोबिक लाइक वॉकिंग, रनिंग, दैट इज एरोबिक, उसमें ऑक्सीजन लगता है। फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी जहाँ पे हमारी मूवमेंट का आर्क बढ़ता है, तो ऑल योगासना, सूर्य नमस्कार, ऑल दीज आर फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी एक्सरसाइजेस। एंड इंड्योरेंस इज जो भी एक्सरसाइज आप कर सकते हैं वो ज्यादा देर तक करने से इंड्योरेंस एक्सरसाइज होता है। लाइक इफ यू रन मैराथन फॉर like 50 kilometer, 50 minutes like that, तो वो endurance exercise नहीं। उसमें एक चीज जरूर बताऊंगी, मेरे बहुत सारे पेशेंट्स हैं वो सुबह उठते ही वॉक के लिए निकलते हैं, तो हम हमेशा पेशेंट को बोलते हैं तो चीजें याद रखना। तो वन थिंग इज कुछ तो छोटा स्नैक्स लेके, लाइट लेने के बाद ही एक्सरसाइज के लिए बाहर निकलते हैं। वो आप से ज्यादा अगर शुगर कम हो गई तो चक्कर आना, पसीना छूटना या फिर कंफ्यूजन, ये सब होता है जिसको हम हाइपोग्लाइसेमिया बोलते हैं या हाइपो बोलते हैं। और ये सब अवॉइड करने के लिए आपको सुबह कुछ थोड़ा लाइट स्नैक लेके या फिर काढ़ा या फिर चाय लेके बाहर निकलना है। एंड द सेकेंड इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट इज यू हैव टू कीप योर डायबिटीज आईडी कार्ड। इसके आपका नाम है, आपके कंसल्टिंग डॉक्टर का नाम है और किसी क्लोज रिलेटिव का नाम है, और एक ट्यूब या चॉकलेट भी आपको साथ में रखना है, और फिर आपको एक्सरसाइज करना है। लेकिन द इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग इज रेगुलर एक्सरसाइज। अगर आपने 3 तो उसका शुगर पे असर नहीं होगा, और अगर आप सिर्फ 15 मिनट एक्सरसाइज तो उससे शुगर आपकी कम होने के चांसेस बहुत ज्यादा है। तो हम बार देखा एक्सरसाइज और वेरी इम्पोर्टेंट स्लीप, तो उसमें 7 to 8 आवर्स ऑफ अनइंटरप्टेड, मतलब सुबह हम जल्दी उठने के बाद हमको नींद भी नहीं आती है, तो ये चीज बिल्कुल गलत है, क्योंकि स्लीप का डायबिटीज कंट्रोल के साथ बहुत ही गहरा संबंध है। तो इसके कुछ टिप्स मैं बताती हूँ कि स्टे अवे फ्रॉम एनी स्क्रीन बिफोर गोइंग टू द बेड, एटलीस्ट। सेकेंड थिंग इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इज डायबिटीज में स्लीप एपनिया सिंड्रोम इज वेरी कॉमन। डू यू नो व्हाट इज स्लीप एपनिया? स्लीप एपनिया इज कॉल्ड बिकॉज ऑफ द, and ये डायबिटीज पेशेंट में बहुत कॉमन होता है। इसके कंप्लेंट्स रहते हैं लाइक स्नोरिंग है, चोक सेंसेशन है, और डे टाइम में बहुत ज्यादा नींद आती है उनको, क्योंकि उनकी नींद आपको नॉर्मल है या उनको स्लीप एपनिया सिंड्रोम है, ये जानने के लिए स्लीप स्टडी कर सकते हैं। और उससे स्लीप बाय ट्रीटमेंट मोडालिटीज भी है। तो अगर कोई भी कंप्लेंट स्लीप के बारे में हुए है तो अपने डॉक्टर के पास जरूर जाइए, उनको कंसल्ट कीजिए, निग्लेक्ट मत कीजिए, क्योंकि स्लीप फिक्शन। और आज के जमाने में मतलब स्लीप तो बहुत लोग निग्लेक्ट करते हैं, फिर दूसरे दिन So like doing exercise, sleep, and the last is very का मेंटल हेल्थ से और डायबिटीज का बहुत ही गहरा संबंध है। मैं एक सिंपल एग्जांपल बताती हूँ। अभी परसों ही मेरे पास एक पेशेंट आया था। वो पेशेंट दैट पेशेंट वाज एडमिटेड फॉर बाईपास इन माय हॉस्पिटल। उसको इट वाज नॉट नोन डायबिटिक, लेकिन एडमिट होने के बाद उसकी शुगर 500 आ गई। फिर वो मेरे पास आया, हमने ट्रीटमेंट के लिए शुरू उसका पूरा डायबिटीज का मेडिकेशन बंद करना पड़ा क्योंकि his ब्लड शुगर वो कम्प्लीटली नॉर्मल यानी वेंटिलेटर। इसलिए मेंटल डायबिटीज, इधर स्ट्रेस बढ़ गया तो उधर शुगर बढ़ सकती है, क्योंकि स्ट्रेस से कुछ हार्मोन ऐसे रिलीज होते हैं जो शुगर बढ़ाने का काम करते हैं। तो एंड वी निग्लेक्ट अवर मेंटल। और मतलब अभी तो ये कोविड इरा चल रहा है, तो बहुत ज्यादा मेंटल हेल्थ ध्यान देना है, इसके ऊपर हमको काम करना है। एंड गिव अवरसेल्फ इन डिफरेंट हॉबीज, मतलब मन को ऑक्यूपाई रखना है, जो भी चीज अच्छी लगती है या फिर कुछ भी तो जिस चीज में आप रुचि रखते हैं उसमें खुद को अपने रखें। ऑलवेज स्टे पॉजिटिव एंड मतलब लोगों से बातें करने से, ऑनलाइन ये है, अभी वीडियो है, डिफरेंट मोडालिटीज आप यूज कर सकते हैं। स्टे कनेक्टेड विद पीपल। और एक चीज याद रखना कि अकेला मत समझना, क्योंकि आपके इस डायबिटीज के जर्नी में और आपके लाइफ में आपका फैमिली का सपोर्ट है, सोसाइटी का सपोर्ट है, आपके डॉक्टर देना। क्योंकि अगर थोड़ा भी स्ट्रेस आया, थोड़ा भी टेंशन के बाहर डेफिनेटली जाएगी। और ये मतलब शुगर टैबलेट से हम कम कर सकते हैं, लेकिन मेंटल स्ट्रेस जो है वो कम करने के लिए तुम्हारा पेशेंट का एक्टिव सपोर्ट बहुत जरूरी रहता है। तो ऑलवेज पॉजिटिव एंड स्माइलिंग। उसके बाद में लाइक डाइट देखा, एक्सरसाइज, स्लीप एंड स्ट्रेस, और एंड में आएगा मेडिकेशन। टू थिंग्स आई वांट टू स्ट्रेस, लाइक सेल्फ मेडिकेशन। मतलब हमेशा मेरे पेशेंट सभी बोलते हैं कि इनको ये गोलियों से उनकी शुगर पर, अगर कफ सिरप भी आपने लिया और अगर शुगर है या स्वीट है तो आपकी शुगर बढ़ सकती है। एंड इन कोविड एरा द
Hello, Gauri ma'am. Hello, are you there? Hello, Gauri ma'am. I think she lost her connection. Let me check.
न्यू आईडी। ये ऐसा नहीं है कि इन्होंने
Hello,
चालू किया है।
hello, hello, Gauri ma'am.
अभी अभी हमने देखा कि लाइफस्टाइल मॉडिफिकेशन कितनी जरूरी है।
I think again she lost her connection. Sorry for inconvenience. She will join again soon. Sorry, audience. She is joining us. All audience is joining, and we will again enjoy her talk. Thank you. Thank you, audience. She is joining right now. Please stay with us.
So audience, till Dr. Gauri joined, let me tell you something about our foundation. So our foundation, Indology Foundation, always organize web conferences, and this is our, I think this is our 32 or 40th, 40 session is going on now. So due to some technical problem our speaker is facing, so let me tell something about our foundation. So what we are doing in Indology Foundation, what as a foundation or what as an organization we are doing in society. So our motto is to create indigenous thought leadership and next generation global leadership in every sphere of life, not limited to history and culture, but every sphere. Like you will see many organization like us is working in the country, but they are limited. They have limited themselves. They have limited themselves in a particular area or a particular field. But we are not limited to just history and culture. We are, if you are our old audience from time. So we organize talks on defense. We organize talks on personal life. We organize talks on life skills and everything. So we are not just limited to this history and culture. So also we are interpreting the Vedas, the four Vedas we have. Always we used to abuse the leftist historian and the Marxist historian, but nobody comes forward to interpret that all these things. But we are doing that, and by 2023, it will be translated or it will be interpreted. I think Gauri ma'am is still facing problem, so please stay with us.
Ah,
Speaker is back with us.
yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Please continue, ma'am.
And turn on your video camera.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Please
ma'am,
carry on,
your
ma'am. Please
video
carry on.
and
थैंक यू. तो अब तक हमने देखा कि द एक्सेप्टेंस lifestyle modification like diet, exercise, and sleep and stress. These are the four things which comes under lifestyle modification. And the last is medication. बट ये सब करने के लिए पेशेंट को फैमिली की एंड सोसाइटी के सपोर्ट की बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है. तो मैं एक बहुत सिंपल एग्जांपल देती हूँ. लाइक और इंडियन कल्चर के अनुसार हम सब एक परिवार की तरह रहते हैं. ये बहुत ही अच्छा है, लेकिन फिर भी एक प्रेशर रहता है. जैसे अगर डायबिटीज़ के पेशेंट को मना है और वो किसी फंक्शन में गए, तो उसे थोड़ा खाने के लिए फोर्स किया जाता है. या फिर कोई प्रसाद हो या कोई अच्छा अवसर हो, तो सेलिब्रेट करने के लिए मिठाइयाँ बांटी जाती हैं. तो पेशेंट उसे मना नहीं कर सकता. तो फिर ये कहना है ये अच्छा है, लेकिन समाज की भी ये जिम्मेदारी है कि वो भी इस बात और हमें उससे हम उससे उसमें बदलाव ला सकते हैं. उसमें बदलाव ला सकते हैं. जैसे अगर कोई पार्टी है तो वहाँ पे स्पेशल डायबिटीज का काउंटर लगा सकते हैं. या फिर कोई होटल है वहाँ पे जाना है तो वहाँ पे डायबिटीज का मेनू कार्ड रख सकते हैं. एंड आई विल डेफिनेटली टेल यू कि मतलब वो खाना बहुत ज़्यादा हेल्दी रहेगा और बहुत मतलब वहाँ पे ज़्यादा भीड़ रहेगी कुछ दिनों के बाद हेल्दी खाना खाने के लिए. तो जोक्स अपार्ट, लेकिन ये फैमिली का और समाज का सपोर्ट भी बहुत ज़रूरी है. और अब तक हमने ये सब देखा कि कैसे कैसे इमोशंस आते हैं. उसे ओवरकम करने के लिए हमारा और कैसे जरूरी होती है, लाइफस्टाइल मॉडिफिकेशन कैसे काम कर सकते हैं और मेडिकेशन कर सकता है. तो सबसे पहले अगर हमारा कोई दोस्त है वो हमारा साथ है, तो उसकी हम पूछताछ कर सकते हैं. उसको किस चीज़ की ज़रूरत है उसका हम ध्यान रख सकते हैं. और वैसे ही अगर डायबिटीज़ को हम दोस्त समझे और उसका साथ निभाए तो आपका वो अच्छा साथी बन सकता है. तो जैसे ख्याल आया कि ये मुझे क्यों हुआ, कब हुआ, मुझे कैसे हो गया, तो इसका जवाब मैं देना चाहती हूँ कि वो अच्छा साथी बनेगा तो हम डायबिटीज़ को बोलेंगे ये साथ हम नहीं छोड़ेंगे. और इसके साथ में लाइफस्टाइल मॉडिफिकेशन के साथ हम जरूर डायबिटीज को अपना मित्र समझ के उसके साथ में पूरी जिंदगी आराम से बिता सकते हैं. थैंक्स एंड पेशेंटली हियरिंग मी बिकॉज वहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा कुछ प्रॉब्लम आ गया था. आई एम रियली सॉरी.
It's okay, Gauri ma'am. Thank you, Gauri ma'am. And it's all okay. We can't help it now for our network and all. Okay, it's fine. Good evening, one and all. I was the one is taking this privilege to thanks Commander Monika ma'am. Thanks a lot. Commander Monika ma'am, thanks for your outstanding and motivational speech. Your Shraddha to join SSB is great and very inspiring. Suggestions. We have to train our mind to face any challenges may come in life. And second option should be always open. Is inspiring. Your dream to get in ship sailing is the sea and submarine will come true one day. Your strong message to be called as Madam with pride will promote feminism and how to be stand strong and with confidence among masculine will inspire many girls, that for sure. Elaboration on family life, whether married or not, then how we have to balance at every stage of life will help every woman. And the woman lived in armed forces, how her cupboard is presenting her life's priority and various role of life is really fantastic. How to grow and don't stop at growing is stable. Chalo Re mantra is motivating. Thanks, Commander Monika ma'am, to bless us by your experiences and insights of life. It will be definitely and helpful to one's life. Thank you. Thanks a lot. I'm very thankful now to Dr. Gauri ma'am to enlighten us about management of diabetes. Suggestions when and why you have to check your blood sugar will help. Your elaboration on glycemic index, food types, exercise, the mantra of frequency, intensity, types, and time is very important. Your every suggestion, how to go out and what a person should carry will help the patients. Stay away from screen before you sleep is need and very important message we have given. You threw light on sleep apnea syndrome is totally new for us. Your insights on mental health and education, you educated us upon it is beneficial. They talked and educate us what is the family and society's responsibilities towards sugar patient. That is very important. It is happening everywhere. It's true. Though we face network problem, we enjoy and know many more things about how to manage diabetes. I thanks to Commander Monika ma'am and Dr. ma'am with their finest pictures, PPT presentation. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Now
Our pleasure.
I would like to announce tomorrow's programs, and we have tomorrow two speakers. You can join at 10 a.m. And this is my appeal to our audiences and everyone. Please like, subscribe, our channel, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Please. Thank you. And good night to everyone. Thanks. Both of you, fantastic. Thanks. I'm announcing session is over.